October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Today is day 15 of my full month series, and we're diving into what verbal and emotional abuse can look like inside of a family, not just between partners. Because for so many of us, this starts well before we enter a relationship. I had just been to a funeral for a dear friend up in Toledo. I was emotionally wrecked and thought what I needed was my mom. So I drove hours to see her, planning to stay 3 or 4 days. At that time, I was already working with my coach, the one that had started helping me with my healing. She's the one that gave me the name Shawnicorn, my power name, my higher self. On that trip, I wore my unicorn horn. It made me feel free, playful, and like me. Driving up, I got smiles and waves from little kids and adults alike. And for the first time in a long time, I felt light again. But then I walked into my mom's house, King Karen. The first thing she said was, "Take that shit off, Sean. You don't need to wear shit like that to get my attention." And I did, because back then, I still believed her voice over my own. That comment, it crushed me. I was already raw and emotional, and she stomped over what little spark I had left. The next day, we went to dinner with my sisters and my son, along with my mother. I bought a t-shirt, a cat in a sombrero. It said Taco Cat spelled backwards is still Taco Cat. Karen one looked at me and laughed. "There's nothing about you that's medium." And I was like, wait, what? I didn't have the words. And then that's how it went, though. A steady drip of jokes, jabs, public digs. And when I say that hurt or that wasn't nice, they'd roll their eyes at me and say, "Oh, we're just joking. Oh my God, you're so sensitive." That's gaslighting in real time, making you question your reality until you question your reality until you stop defending yourself altogether. And somewhere along the line, I realized something. Most girls had mean girls at school. Mine lived at home. King Karen and my sisters, Karen 1 and 2, they were my original mean girls. That night, I knew I couldn't stay. I came back to the house, quietly packed, and the next morning, I grabbed my bags and headed toward the door. My mom stopped me and asked, "Oh, you're leaving?" I just said, "Yep, talk to you later. Bye." Walked out. No yelling, no explanation, just peace. That was the moment I started choosing me again. A year after the split with Kyle, and I had started coaching school, my mom had called and she says, "I just want the best for you. I want you to have the best shot, honey. If you want clients, you should look more approachable. Maybe you should dye your hair a normal color. Maybe take out your piercings." It sounded like concern, but it was control wrapped in care. When I asked, "What's wrong with my hair? What's wrong with my piercings?" she said, "Oh, well, they're just not typical." And I told her, "The right people will find me, Mom." Still, her words lingered and hurt. That's what verbal and emotional abuse does when it comes from family. It makes you feel like being yourself is a mistake. It took years of healing to see it for what it was: projection, not protection. She wasn't shielding me from embarrassment. She was hiding her own fear of being seen. Now I know my light isn't too much. It's proof I survived. And this horn, the same one my mom told me to take off, I wear it again now. Not for attention, not for approval, but as a reminder, I'll never dim my light for anyone ever again. Never. Not to make anyone else comfortable for never a reason. This is what healing looks like. I'm Shawnicorn of Shawnicorn Mindshift Coaching, a trauma recovery coach. Thank you so very much for watching. I appreciate you.